Have you been feeling the spark of sexual tension with an older woman? Learn how to handle it like a pro. Today we delve into effective strategies for managing sexual tension that ensure it enhances your interactions rather than complicating them. We'll guide you through the do's and don'ts that make it irresistible for her to maintain that connection with you. 1. Give her your full attention. One of the most effective ways to handle sexual tension is by giving her your undivided attention. When a woman feels like she's the center of your world, it creates a powerful dynamic that can significantly increase attraction. This means being fully present in the moment, making her feel like she's the only person in the room, and that nothing else matters except the conversation you're having. To achieve this, start by maintaining strong eye contact. Let your gaze hold hers, but in a way that feels warm and engaging rather than intense or intimidating. Your eyes should communicate interest and curiosity, showing that you're genuinely invested in what she's saying. This kind of focused attention not only builds intimacy, but also makes her feel valued and important. Another key aspect of giving her your full attention is active listening. This involves not just hearing her words, but also responding in a way that shows you're truly engaged. Nodding, asking follow-up questions, and reflecting on what she said are all ways to demonstrate that you're deeply interested in her thoughts and feelings. When she realizes that you're not just waiting for your turn to speak, but are genuinely invested in the conversation, the connection between you will strengthen, and the sexual tension will naturally build. Body language plays a significant role here as well. Turn your body towards her, face her fully, and lean in slightly to show that your attention is focused solely on her. Avoid distractions like checking your phone or looking around the room, as these actions can break the sense of intimacy you're trying to create. By directing all your energy and focus towards her, you send a clear message that she's captivating your attention. Using her name occasionally in conversation can enhance this effect. It personalizes your interaction and creates a strong sense of magnetism. When you say her name, it can make her feel more connected to you, setting the stage for further intimacy. 2. Close the distance gradually. Handling sexual tension effectively often begins with something as simple as closing the physical distance between you and the woman you're interested in. This doesn't mean making a sudden move or invading her personal space. Rather, it involves gradually reducing the distance in a way that feels natural and comfortable. The key is subtlety and reading the situation to ensure that your actions are welcomed. For instance, if you're sitting across from her, you might lean slightly forward, or if you're walking together, you could angle your body towards her. This gradual approach allows her to become accustomed to your proximity without feeling overwhelmed. It's a silent signal that you're interested in moving closer, both physically and emotionally. And if she reciprocates by not pulling away, or even by leaning in herself, it's a good indication that she's comfortable with where things are headed. Another aspect of closing the distance involves making small, non-threatening gestures that bring you closer together. This could be as simple as shifting a little nearer during a conversation, or positioning yourself so that your knees or feet are just barely touching. These small actions can increase the sense of connection between you and her, heightening the sexual tension in a way that feels natural. By moving closer in a subtle and respectful manner, you create a sense of intimacy that can deepen the connection and set the stage for further closeness. The key is to move slowly, paying attention to her cues and ensuring that the progression feels natural and welcomed. 3. Lean in close to whisper. Leaning in close to whisper something in her ear is a powerful tactic for creating a moment of intimacy and building sexual tension. Whispering naturally draws you closer together, physically reducing the space between you while also creating a private connection that excludes the rest of the world. This act can be incredibly intimate, as it signals trust and a shared moment that's just between the two of you. When you lean in to whisper, the proximity allows her to feel your presence in a more immediate and personal way. She might catch a subtle whiff of your cologne, feel the warmth of your breath, or notice the low tone of your voice vibrating close to her ear. All of these sensory details contribute to a heightened sense of awareness and anticipation, making the moment more charged with potential. The content of what you whisper is also crucial. It doesn't have to be anything overly provocative. Sometimes a simple compliment or a light, playful comment is all it takes to create that intimate moment. For example, you might whisper, "You have a really beautiful smile," or "I love how you laugh." These kinds of remarks are personal and thoughtful, making her feel special and appreciated. The key is to keep it genuine and light, allowing the moment to feel natural rather than forced. How you pull away after whispering is just as important as how you lean in. Don't rush to move back to a normal distance. Instead, linger slightly, allowing the moment to stretch just a bit longer. This lingering creates an unspoken question: what might happen next? Leaving the door open for further intimacy. 4. Let silence speak. Silence is often overlooked as a powerful tool in building sexual tension, but when used intentionally, it can be incredibly effective. Allowing moments of silence to naturally occur in a conversation creates a space where tension can build without the need for words. These pauses can be charged with anticipation, as both of you become more aware of the unsaid and the potential that lies within the quiet. In most conversations, there's a natural tendency to fill silences quickly, but when you're trying to build sexual tension, allowing these pauses to stretch out can create a different dynamic. A well-timed silence, coupled with a meaningful look or a slight smile, can convey more than words ever could. It suggests a level of comfort and confidence, as well as a deeper connection that doesn't rely solely on verbal communication. The key to using silence effectively is to ensure that it feels natural rather than awkward. This means being comfortable with the quiet and not rushing to fill it with unnecessary chatter. During these pauses, you can maintain eye contact or allow your gaze to wander briefly over her face or to her lips, signaling interest and desire without saying a word. The tension that builds in these moments is often palpable, as both of you become more attuned to the subtle cues and unspoken signals that pass between you. Silence also gives her the opportunity to contribute to the conversation in a more meaningful way. It creates space for her to reflect on what's been said, to feel the weight of the moment, and to decide how she wants to respond. This can lead to more thoughtful exchanges and can deepen the connection between you, as it allows for a more deliberate and intimate form of communication. This approach shows confidence and comfort with intimacy, making the connection between you feel more profound and charged with potential. 5. Slowly remove an obstacle between you. One of the most subtle yet impactful ways to handle sexual tension is by removing physical barriers between you and the woman you're interested in. Objects such as a glass, a book, or even a pillow can create an unspoken distance, acting as a buffer that keeps things less intimate. By deliberately and gently moving these items aside, you're sending a clear but nonverbal message that you want to be closer to her, both physically and emotionally. This action should be done with care and consideration. It's about making a small, thoughtful gesture that signals your desire to reduce the distance between you. For instance, if there's a glass or a menu between you on the table, subtly moving it to the side can create more open space, inviting a closer connection. Similarly, if there's a pillow between you on a couch, sliding it away or using it to lean slightly closer can break down that barrier in a way that feels natural and unforced. The key here is to ensure that your actions are smooth and confident. This isn't about drawing attention to the fact that you're removing an obstacle, but rather making it feel like a natural part of the conversation or interaction. Your goal is to create a more open and inviting environment where intimacy can flourish. When done correctly, this simple act can enhance the sense of connection and help build the underlying tension that's been brewing between you. The removal of these barriers can symbolize your readiness to be more open and vulnerable with her. It's a subtle invitation for her to step into your space, signaling that you're comfortable with closeness and that you're interested in seeing how she responds. If she seems to relax or lean in after you've removed the obstacle, it's a good sign that she's receptive to the intimacy you're offering. This action also allows for more direct body language cues. With the barriers removed, you can more easily position yourself in ways that foster closeness, like angling your body towards hers or casually touching her arm. These gestures become more meaningful when there's nothing physically blocking the connection between you. 6. Suggestive eye movements. Eye contact is one of the most potent tools for building sexual tension, but how you use your gaze can take that tension to another level. Suggestive eye movements, where your eyes briefly travel to her lips, neck, or other features, can communicate your interest in a way that's subtle yet deeply effective. This nonverbal cue is a powerful way to signal attraction without needing to say a word, and it can create a moment charged with unspoken desire. The key to using suggestive eye movements effectively is to be intentional, but not overt. For instance, during a conversation, allow your gaze to linger just a bit longer on her lips before returning to her eyes. This fleeting glance can convey that you're not just listening to her words, but are also thinking about more intimate possibilities. It's a way to plant a seed of thought that can grow into something more as the tension between you builds. Another effective technique is to let your eyes travel down her neck or across her collarbone, depending on what's exposed. This movement should be subtle and smooth, not leering or obvious. The goal is to make her aware of your gaze without making her uncomfortable. When she notices where your eyes are drifting, it can create a shared moment of awareness, where both of you acknowledge the growing attraction without needing to voice it. The impact of these suggestive eye movements is enhanced by what follows. After letting your gaze drift to her lips or another feature, returning to her eyes with a soft, knowing smile can heighten the tension. This combination of a lingering look and a smile can make her feel desired and ramp up the tension between you. 7. Propose a more intimate setting. When the sexual tension between you and an older woman starts to build, one effective way to escalate the situation is by suggesting a move to a more intimate setting. Whether you're in a noisy bar, a crowded restaurant, or even a bustling coffee shop, transitioning to a quieter or more private location can create the right environment for closeness. Proposing a change in setting should be done with tact and consideration. You might say something like, "This place is getting a bit loud. How about we head somewhere quieter?" Or, "Would you like to continue our conversation somewhere more comfortable?" The key is to present it as a natural progression, not as an abrupt or overly suggestive move. The idea is to create a space where you can both focus on each other without distractions, allowing the tension to build in a more controlled, intimate environment. Choosing the right location is also important. Opt for a place that offers a sense of privacy, but still feels comfortable and safe. This could be a quiet corner of a bar, a cozy lounge, or even a walk in a nearby park where you can talk more freely. The new setting should encourage relaxation and openness, making it easier for the connection between you to deepen. The shift to a more intimate setting can significantly impact the dynamics of your interaction. In a quieter or more secluded space, your conversations can become more personal, and the physical proximity can naturally increase. This closer setting often amplifies the subtle cues and signals that have been building, from lingering eye contact to soft touches. It's in these moments that the sexual tension can become almost palpable, setting the stage for more intimate encounters. The simple act of suggesting a move to a more intimate setting shows confidence and leadership. It demonstrates that you're attuned to the situation and are taking steps to make her feel comfortable and valued. This sense of initiative is often attractive, especially to older women who appreciate a man who can take charge in a considerate and thoughtful manner. 8. Kiss her hand or cheek. When sexual tension has been building and the moment feels right, a soft kiss on her hand or cheek can be a powerful romantic gesture that sets the stage for more. This move is both intimate and respectful, making it an ideal way to bridge the gap between casual interaction and something more profound. It's a gesture that can convey your intentions clearly while still allowing her the space to respond in kind. Kissing her hand or cheek is a subtle way to express your attraction without being too forward. For instance, if you've had a particularly engaging conversation and there's a pause, gently taking her hand and pressing a light kiss to her knuckles can be a chivalrous and romantic way to acknowledge the connection you're feeling. This action is often unexpected in the best way, catching her off guard in a manner that feels both charming and sincere. Similarly, a kiss on the cheek can be just as effective, especially if it's done in a moment of genuine affection or after a shared laugh. Leaning in to kiss her cheek softly as you say goodbye or at the end of a delightful evening can leave a lasting impression, creating a tender moment that lingers in her mind. This type of kiss is often seen as a precursor to something more intimate, subtly signaling your desire to take things further when the time is right. How you deliver the kiss matters. It should be gentle and soft, conveying respect and affection rather than urgency. A slow, deliberate kiss on the hand or cheek can create a sense of anticipation, building the sexual tension rather than dissipating it. The idea is to leave her wanting more, setting the stage for deeper intimacy. It's a romantic gesture that can express your intentions clearly while still allowing her to set the pace. That's all for this video. Next, I recommend watching our video on the subtle ways older women test men, or discover the sexual hints you could be missing. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.